creeping through the cut. All time say I'm dangerous. Cutting game just like a Ginsu. Funk inside my evil thoughts. I'm waiting on the money drop. Catch me creeping through the cut. All time say I'm dangerous. Cutting game just like a Ginsu. Funk inside my evil thoughts. I'm waiting on the money drop. Catch me creeping through the cut. All time say I'm dangerous. Cutting game just like a Ginsu. Funk inside my evil thoughts. I'm waiting on the money drop. Running, jumping, music bumping. Catch me creeping through the cut. Burning from my dust, smoking now I pull it up. I won't stop, so don't confront too much about to be a grunt. Watch my back and off the front, you drop it off, I pick it up. Catch me creeping through the cut. All time say I'm dangerous. Cutting game just like a Ginsu. Funk inside my evil thoughts. I'm waiting on the money drop. Catch me creeping through the cut. All time say I'm dangerous. Cutting game just like a Ginsu. Funk inside my evil thoughts. I'm waiting on the money drop. Running, jumping, music bumping. Catch me creeping through the cut. Bust it, trying to stop my son. All time say I'm dangerous. Nervousness from within you. Cutting game just like a Ginsu. Funk inside my evil thoughts. I'm waiting on the money drop. Running, jumping, music bumping. Catch me creeping through the cut. Bust it, trying to stop my son. All time say I'm dangerous. Nervousness from within you. Cutting game just like a Ginsu. Funk inside my evil thoughts. I'm waiting on the money drop.
Load up on guns and bring your friends. It's fun to lose and to pretend. She's overboard and self-assured. Oh no, I know a dirty word. Hello.
Peter said Ethan Nordine was the undisputed leader of the group that day as they tried to prevent the peaceful transfer of power.
And FBI agents arrested Proud Boys former national chairman Enrique Tarrio at this home in Miami. By 2 this afternoon, he was in federal court.
Here we are now, entertain us. I feel stupid and contagious. Here we are now, entertain us. I feel stupid and contagious. Here we are now, entertain us. Undeniable, undeniable, undeniable.
gotta stop waking up so late. As that intro was playing, I was literally like falling asleep and I was like stretching. Maybe it's an age thing. Welcome to another episode of the News Brief. Today is June. What is it? June 2nd. Wow, I thought it was the first. It is 12:08 p.m. and we are running 8 minutes late, possibly a little bit more. And I'm joined by my amazing, sometimes amazing, co-host, Patrick Riley from Patty Don't Surf. What's up, Patty?
Nothing. Nothing is up. Everything is down. It's all down.
Obviously, it is because we're doing a news brief show on a couple things that are going on in the world today, specifically here in the U.S. I don't think today is a foreign policy day, although there's always something happening with foreign policy.
Yeah, I think what's happening is that meth dealers all over the country are fucking furious that you idiots are not going to get your money and spend it on that. I think that's a problem. I think that you guys must be pissed that you're not getting paid, man. Like, what's up with that? Tell me about it.
So wait, let's start with the meth dealers. There might be a small percentage of people that would probably spend their money on drugs. I personally wouldn't. Would I spend the government's money frivolously? Maybe a percentage of it. But what leads you
Yeah,
to
but you
believe?
spend it on silly things like boats and some whatever Florida shit that you guys get into. But I know you don't do drugs. You don't get involved in that kind of thing. So yeah, maybe you wouldn't, but almost everybody else would.
I don't know about that, but it's possible. We'll leave the possibility out there. But let's talk about reality. Since we're talking about hypotheticals, you also threw in another hypothetical there, and you said since you guys aren't getting paid, what makes you believe that we're not getting paid?
I think you're not going to get paid because I just know that a whole bunch of senators, and I mean more than a handful of Republican senators, view this as toxic politically, and they don't want to vote for it. And I think Trump will capitulate to them and say, "All right, if I can't pass it, then I can't pass it, and that's going to be the end of it." And I'm really curious to see what the reaction from MAGA is going to be when that happens, because that is going to happen. They just signaled it today, and now I want to know, what excuse are they going to make for Trump this time?
So let's explore some of the things that you said. Let's start with and something that you said. You said that it's not advantageous for them. I mean, you didn't use that word, but it's not advantageous for them to support this. Do you think that they actually support it, or they're like, okay, this might be political poison?
No, I think it's both. I think they don't actually support it, like personally, and they know it's politically toxic.
I was just recording for Shane's Liberty's Cage show right before I got on here, and he said something interesting about this, about like the senators and in Congress people. I said something interesting about it, and just a hypothetical here. I'm derailing the conversation here, but if this was like, let's get Trump's first term, not administration, but first term Congress, right? Do you think that there would be more votes or less votes?
Oh, more for sure. More for
There would
sure.
be more votes against it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. No. I misunderstood what you were saying. There would be more votes for him. There would be more votes for this legislation than there are now in his first term, because I think he had more political power in his first term than he does right now.
Okay. Interesting. I don't agree with you. I think the needle is shifted, and things that weren't okay in the first administration are okay now, and something like this that's.
I think a
supposed to
lot
be
of these guys think that he's on his way out, and so they don't want to support this stuff.
Well, especially
Whereas in the
since
first
they're-
term, they were like, "Hey, if he gets reelected, we got 8 years of this shit. We better be on the right side of history." But I think right now they figure he's on his way out. He's a lame duck almost, and almost certainly going to be a lame duck in the Congress. And potentially in the Senate. I
Now, right? Because they're not doing anything anyways.
I still don't buy that the Democrats are going to take the Senate. I don't buy it. Like until it happens, I'm not going to buy it.
Well, the Democrats aren't going to take it. Like my bet, if I had to put my money in Polymarket right now, I would definitely
Right.
not bet. And I'm
No,
not
I
sponsored by Polymarket because I keep using Polymarket, but that's like the thing that people use.
no, but that's a barometer that you use. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't buy it either. I think that the Republicans will keep the Senate, but the Democrats are definitely going to get the House by a lot. And so, it'll end up being a stalemate until he's out, which effectively makes him a lame duck. So, I think a
But
lot of these senators are like, I don't give a shit anymore.
well, also he took out some of their best friends. He did
Yeah.
take out some of their best friends. Cornyn, like we're he's like chomping. He's like chopping it up. So maybe there is
97% with him, and he got his ass kicked by 30 points in the primary. Can you imagine?
look at the amount of money that he spent on it. And something else that you touched on when you first talked about it that I want to hit. You said that Trump will just give up on it.
Yeah.
Look, I think that when he has something in his head, and you have to agree with me because you've agreed with me before, he's going to go all in. He's an all gas, no brakes guy. Iran, even against some of his most ardent supporters that are like, don't go. He's like, I'm committed. I'm doing it. Fuck you. I'm going in. Right? Do you truly think that the president is going to throw his hands in the air and be like, all right, whatever, don't worry about it. It's gone.
Yeah, because I think that there are things that he really cares about and things that he doesn't. And things that he doesn't really care about is you.
Okay.
So he doesn't give a fuck, really. Not really. I mean, he'll do if he thinks it's politically expedient for him to do some things for you, he will. But if he feels like it doesn't matter anymore, and frankly, it doesn't matter anymore,
I'm
he'll
gonna
just throw you guys under the bus and be like, "Well, fuck it, I tried, it didn't work. Who gives a shit?"
well, let me I'll use some of your leftist logic here. You wouldn't
Right.
think that he's like, hey, my most dedicated supporters are J6ers, because I think there's no argument there, right?
Yeah.
I think his most and when he leaves office, he needs to have the support of these supporters. And again, I'm using a leftist mindset right here. This isn't actually something I believe. I'm just using it for argument's sake. And he'd be like, "Well, I need somebody. I need people to protect me. I need people to fight for me, whether it's online or in protest or physically. Like, wouldn't be this the way to actually buy loyalty? Again, I want to make clear I don't believe this. I'm just using some of the things that I've heard from the left.
Yeah, I don't think he needs. I mean, he can just have private security do that. He doesn't need you guys for that, and he doesn't need you for anything anymore. Like
Mhm.
there is absolutely no utility to the Proud Boys or the Oath Keepers or any
Mhm.
right wing group at all to him anymore. So he doesn't owe you anything. He figures, hey, I used you guys. Now fuck off. If it's convenient for him to do for you, then he will. But if it's inconvenient, no, you guys can kick rocks.
One thing that I will tell you about the president is you can't ever underestimate him. And when you say that he can't, you remember the show Lost?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know the what was the bald guy? His main line was don't it wasn't don't tell me what to do. It was fuck, I can't remember the fucking quote.
I didn't watch that show because I wasn't a middle-aged woman at the time, but what I can tell you is that if it's convenient for him, he will do for you. That's unquestionable. Right? But if
Or
it's
again,
not,
I'm gonna
he's
sit
not
in
going.
leftist shoes here. Or he doesn't like to get challenged, and he's gonna be like, okay, you want to fuck with me? I'm gonna do it
Yeah, he could do it out of spite. That's right. That's
out of
right.
spite.
I buy that. Yeah.
And that's where, besides, I don't agree with you. I think that he's going to make this right. It was one of his main campaign promises. But also, I think it's out of spite that he's going to do this. He's going to be like, "Oh, you guys at the Senate want to fuck with this fund? Okay, well, here's my warning to leftists. This fund is a lot of money, but it's not a lot of money individually when you count all the people and the amount of money that it probably takes to run this fund, the research and the all of that goes into this.
Yeah,
And we
nobody
know
gets to be a billionaire out of this.
exactly. So I think at most a lot of us will become 100,000-aires, right? With this
Yeah, sure.
fund. And by fighting this fund, I think they're making it worse for themselves. And I'll tell you why. This fund is a new thing. It came out of nowhere 2 weeks ago. This was one of the things that I had said, this might be a mechanism that the executive branch finds a creative way to fund these reparations for J6ers. But that wasn't my main line. My main line was lawsuits and tort claims and things like that you see a lot of J6ers do. And when you look at that, if they close this fund out, the federal government has a mechanism to pay these J6ers out already in the books. And there's no congressional oversight. There's no judicial review on that. And they're called settlements. And
But if you're talking about tort, you actually have to go to court to adjudicate that, right? And this is not one of those things.
Well, no, yes, it is. Because the way that a tort works, and let me show you the process. We kind of skip the tort process because we feel like we don't have to go through the tort claim. But you fill in a tort. You have to wait 6 months for the government. The government has 6 months to respond to you. If they don't, then you can sue them in open court based on them not responding on that tort. That's how you're supposed to sue the government. Now, if you sue the government in open court, the option for them to be like, well, this case doesn't might be not winnable, or there's a risk of it not being winnable, depending on the venue that you choose. Specifically, like in our case, it's Orlando, the Middle District of Florida, just outside of Orlando. That might not be a favorable jury for the government. So,
what if it's pop torts, though?
What?
Like, is that? What if it's pop torts? Is that
Pop
different?
torts? Yeah, that's a different. That's a.
No, is
I
that a different?
I'm a strawberry.
Where do you go to court for that? Disneyland?
Yeah,
Like,
right down the street.
Right.
Actually, they make really good. Like they make these bootleg in Disney. They make these bootleg Pop Tarts that are fucking awesome. They're like fried pastries, and they call
the
them.
brown sugar cinnamon is my personal favorite.
That's such a white people thing.
Really?
Yeah,
What do you like?
Because
You like strawberry or something?
strawberry, the s'mores ones are good. It has like that
s'mores
fudge.
is disgusting.
But back on topic. Congress has there is no judicial review because this is how it works. Any lawsuit in the United States, whether it's against the government or not, if the plaintiff sues the defendant and the defendant sees that it's going to lose or might lose, it might be beneficial to settle outside of court. And for that, Congress has allotted to the DOJ every year, they allot $100 billion to settle torts, lawsuits, and other injuries outside of that. And usually the DOJ hardly even skims that. So my warning is don't test this man. I wrote a post about it yesterday because he's going to be like, and he gave up. I don't want to say that he gave up easy because this is just reporting from Axios, right? We heard what the DOJ said. Let's start with this. The fund isn't dead yet, right? It looks like it might be, but the DOJ, all the DOJ did was like, hey, we'll abide by the court. We'll wait the 2 weeks, but there's also reports that the administration, including Trump, is going to back off of it. When have you ever seen the president back off of something so quickly?
Oh, I can tell you. Yeah.
Well,
absolutely.
And you'll tell me in a second, but he's going to find a way, one way or another, because the lawsuit still exists. And if this settlement doesn't give fruit, there's other ways to settle, and maybe because there's more defendants in this case, it's not just Donald Trump, it's his sons. So maybe that settlement goes, and maybe it's a private fund. But I think the more pressing and viable situation is that some of these cases, and I'll give you the example with our case and the Oath Keepers case, get settled in court. So I told you that we're in the Middle District of Florida, and recently there's a big ruling that happened, and Ethan has joined us. I'll bring you on in a second, Ethan. Judge Amit Mehta in the Oath Keepers criminal case, the government has filed to vacate the indictment in its entirety. And the judge in the case said, not so fast. You have to tell me why you want to shut down this indictment. And I don't know if Judge Amit Mehta just made this decision purposely, but now the government has to tell them why. And the government has no choice but to say, well, they were politically persecuted in one way or another, in one fashion or another, which inadvertently solidifies our case in civil court, where the judge allows us to move forward and the government's at risk of losing. And we're suing for $250 million, $100 million in punitive damages, and $150 million in compensatory damages. Do I think we'll get anywhere close to that? Absolutely not. But you've just, instead of making 100,000 heirs out of this, and maybe some of those meth dealers might like it, you're minting brand new multi-millionaires in these cases. And
Who will be dead in 2 weeks, as we all understand, if they get that money. Because you can't give you crackers money. Like, you just can't do it. If you give a bunch of
actually, I have
honkies money,
I have the professional.
You'll all be dead.
I have the professional. He is a resident cracker
but
and honky, and he could speak as to both of those things.
Let's talk.
Welcome,
to Rufio.
My actual host, the host of this show. Well, there he goes. Hey guys, there is one guest link, and I don't know if somebody's trying to sign in and kicking people off, but our resident honky will be here in a second. And I saw Kim pop up there for a second. Ethan, give me a thumbs up if you're ready. And he seems to be frozen. You know, he like moved to the middle of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's your internet. Okay, bringing you back up, resident honky, and redneck trailer trash. Ethan Nordine.
Trailer trash. Come
I
on,
did.
Man. He is a honky, though.
I mean,
that's reality.
I don't need you to do this anymore. You're live. You hear me?
How do I sound?
Yeah,
How do I sound?
You sound great. Your video is absolute trash. All right, I'm gonna put
I
you
can
back
hear
in.
you, but it's very laggy.
Yeah. You need to fix that. Now I think it's live right now. Do you hear me? Yeah, he's getting a delay. Let me drop him out of. I could still hear you in the green room if you're talking. But what do you think about that? That I just told you. Now, there's no judicial review there because if the government wants to settle, the judge has nothing. That's why the judge in this case couldn't say shit.
Well, I think the point I was trying to make is that Donald Trump is, he's got to be the most litigious, person who's ever been elected president of the United States. I don't think there's any doubt about that. And you can look at the numbers, how many times this guy has sued somebody. I mean, he sued Bill Maher because he said his mother was an orangutan. You know what I mean? That kind of stupid, childish bullshit should tell you that this guy shouldn't be president in the first place. But what he did do was back in the 70s when he was running his father's company, decided that, we're not going to rent to black people. And they had a code. I think it was CP 13 or something like that, or C13 or whatever it was. Mm-hmm. And people testified to the fact that they would not rent to black people in Queens, which is hilarious because if you've ever been to Queens, is populated by black people. So it's weird.
Is Queens
but anyway,
a neighborhood?
He paid something like the federal government sued him, and he paid like hundreds of thousands of dollars to the federal government uh, because they caught him red-handed, and so that's how that works, man. The guy is a scumbag, and you guys don't want to admit it. And I understand why you don't, because you voted for him, and you're like, well, if he did racist things, I have to pretend that they don't exist. But that is like stone cold racism in an area where you can't you can't get away from that. Everyone in Queens knows Donald Trump is a fucking racist. Everybody knows that. Like, it's not, everybody's known that since the 70s. Like, it's not new. You know what I mean? So when you guys want to say, hey, that doesn't exist, well, all right, fine. I mean, but you're wrong. You're just dead wrong. It's not a matter of opinion. It's a matter of fact.
Yeah. I think the president's going to fucking steamroll this, and he's going to get it through one way or another, whether it's through the actual fund, whether it's through settlements, whether it's through private.
Your hero doesn't give a fuck about you, Enrique. Do you
Then why
know
was
that?
it? Then why did my hero, right,
Pardon you?
as his
Yeah,
first
because it was
first
easy.
order as president of the United States?
Yeah, it was easy because nobody gave a shit. It was easy for him to
Well,
do
no.
it,
What do you mean
but
nobody gave a shit?
for
That
him
was
to give you
okay. Hold
a
on. Hold
bunch
on.
of money is
Hold
going
on.
to be
How
hard.
about nobody? Nobody gave a shit.
Nobody gave a shit.
What was? Well, tell me one, because he signed a whole bunch of shit. Tell me one executive order that he signed on January 20th when he became president. Just one.
January 20th, when he got when he
Inaugurated.
took office.
Yes.
Yeah, he let you guys go, and I don't
What
know
else?
what else he did.
That's
No,
why
I
it's
don't
so
know.
important, because it was the most controversial and the most difficult and the one that cost him the most political.
Did it cost him
Yes.
anything? It cost
Yes.
him.
Of course
cost
it
him
did.
nothing.
It became
I
the
was
entire news.
I was standing in a bar. I was standing in the bar in the Phoenix, hotel on January 20th when he was inaugurated.
You went to
right?
you
And-
went to DC for the inauguration?
Yeah, I was there.
Wow.
there, and he fucking.
But it
like,
doesn't
as
matter.
soon as he
You went to the
as
historic.
soon as he got inaugurated,
Did you go to
every
Obama's?
single yeah, I did. I've been to every one since well, I don't even know how long, but yeah, I go to them because they're important. But
You need
anyway,
to send me pictures. I don't believe you that you went to Obama's
oh,
inauguration.
shut up! You don't think I went to Obama's inauguration? Why wouldn't I
Absolutely
have?
not. I don't know.
Okay, well, whatever.
Ethan,
But
you here?
I mean, people
Ethan?
were really excited
Yeah.
about you guys getting pardoned because they knew it was going to happen, right? So I'm sitting in the bar downstairs. You know what bar, right? I don't want to
Yeah.
say it,
Yeah, of course.
piss people off or whatever. But
You hear me?
they
Yeah, I hear
were
you.
all
You're
fired
clear.
up because they knew that you guys were going to get out, and I knew you were going to get out. And I was kind of torn
Because he
I'm
made
like,
promises made, promises kept. That's why you knew we were
yeah,
gonna get
well,
out.
no, I mean, like, look, despite whatever I might say, I like you, I like Ethan, I like Joe,
know.
and
I like
and
you.
all that shit.
I like
So-
you.
I like
So I was
There
He
you go.
left. That was too much. For him.
Oh, Kim fucking booted him out. Kim with
Bye.
with the stage hook. Pulled him off the stage. What's up, Kim?
Just trying to deal with this freaking thing playing the music in the background. There we go.
I was wondering. I was like, are we just gonna just roll with that? It's kind of cool, but it's a little bit difficult.
No, you have to. So that's like a glitch that it has when you come in.
Oh, okay.
I
It's like
assume
the-
that
like an
Patty's
intro.
gonna give you the hook too.
We'll see.
So I think it's back and forth. Why the guest link isn't working?
No, it wasn't. And okay, so the link worked, but it was playing the music in the background. So and
Yeah.
I don't have admin control, so I couldn't go in and turn it off. So it was just playing like.
I wonder if it's
It was-
looping.
It just stopped. Yeah, I've been playing the whole time. I'm like, what the hell is this?
Did it just stop for you?
Yeah, just now when she came in.
So if I do this and pause it, did you hear it pause?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And we're bringing Shane on. He just cracked a cold one.
Well, hey Shane, how's it going? Long time no see.
Damn, you guys just killed the flow in here. We're talking where we had some rhythm. Where I was
Whatever.
making
Nobody
fun of-
cares, dude.
Nobody
Making
cares
fun
what
of
Patty
Patty.
has to say.
Nobody cares. He gets like 20 minutes and that's it, dude. I don't want to hear nothing else.
Patty.
Yeah,
Shit,
he got.
He's
He
probably
got.
like, what the fuck?
He got
where's he
stage.
at?
He's probably watching this right now. He's probably like pissed off at Kim.
Listen, if people get to chimp out over words now, then we only get so much of Patty before I'm legally allowed to fly off the handle at him.
Hey, you
That's
guys
while I'm
over.
still a pregnant woman, I'm disabled, so I'm allowed to fucking.
Take
You're a
over
woman?
for a sec.
You're a woman. You're pregnant. I mean, that's enough right there. I mean,
No, I only found out this pregnancy, and I didn't get it because I don't need it. I can walk around normally. But you can apply for temporary disability when you're pregnant. I just think that's the funniest thing
I
ever.
don't know if that's. I would
I
call
think
it
Patty should
waddle.
apply for permanent disability, though.
Oh yeah, I mean, Patty does have liberalism is a permanent disability. At least one day I won't be pregnant.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say this from here. You probably waddle, Kim. If I thank God that I'm not there, you probably would smack me. There's things that I would say to my girlfriend, not in person. I wouldn't say it in person. So.
Yeah. So much fun.
How are you? How much longer do we know? Like any day we're waiting?
I was due 2 days ago, so I'm
Oh my God. I can only imagine.
over it. You know those those teams they hire to go into it where you have a squatter and make them really uncomfortable so they leave. I'm 2 seconds away from hiring one of those guys.
Eviction notice. You're getting an
Get
eviction
the fuck
notice.
out.
Are we actually live right now somewhere?
We're still alive, yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
I need
I
you
just
to open
noticed
your browser so I can finish uploading my Riverside interview because you've got to open Riverside on your browser. I don't know if you can do that without crashing your live or not, but
Son of a bee, dude.
I know I've still got to edit it, and it airs at 2:00. So I'm like, I got like an hour to do it, but it's fine.
Okay.
Just throw in a bumper and an ending thing, and you'll be fine.
I sent in a link in the text message, so I don't know if you can open that link on your.
Doing it right now. Hopefully, it doesn't crash.
You're doing a great job. So, what have you guys been talking about?
Dude, I don't know. Apparently, I interrupted Patty.
And he threw a fit and got off, or what?
Well, he hasn't tried to throw me back off, so I guess he was over it.
That's really... You guys are always going at it. He puts on his old man glasses.
Let me just. I have to, dude. You made me do this. This is your fault. Now my image is ruined.
You remind me of me.
Nobody will look at me the same, dude. It's supposed to be intimidating.
You need some tape.
All right.
In the middle of the...
You should have seen my prison glasses, dude. Oh my gosh. So bad.
I've seen your prison wall at one time, boy.
Yeah, boy.
Whoa, yeah.
Maybe
Okay,
I
so
should go.
yeah,
Yeah, we'll take it from here, sister.
So do I need? I'm like that link that you sent
I'm about
me.
to break Ethan's water. Oh.
Oh my god, dude!
Yeah, if you copy the link
There's
from
nothing found to upload.
yeah, if you copy the
Oh, look. He
the link.
found out. He found
Put
his way back, and we can ridicule him in person. Welcome back, Patty.
Boo! Oh, sorry.
What are you,
Hey,
some
Patty.
kind of asshole? You fucked me up.
The link you sent, Shane. The link you sent me is just riverside.com/upload.
Yeah, copy
By
that
the
link.
way,
Put it in your browser.
fucking,
and
that's
then-
not how you spell resources. You fucking moron.
What are you, a word Nazi
You
or
fucking
something?
moron.
No, I'm just an English Nazi.
Spelling Nazi?
Resouses? Like, what is that supposed to mean?
He has to be some
Resouses.
kind of Nazi to fit in with us, right?
Yep.
You know better than that. Spell that thing right. You look like a moron.
Of course.
I resemble that remark.
Everything on your thing is spelled correctly, Shane.
Dude, it's not pulling up, Shane.
Okay, I'm in.
Okay, let me see.
What are you doing?
Trying to
I'm
go
trying
pin-
to open my browser so that you can finish uploading that shit that we were just doing.
Oh. I don't know if I missed much.
You didn't. We're just
You did.
I don't even know. I don't even know what tab you guys are in right now. I'm trying to find.
You just click
There
the
we go.
same link he sent, and it goes into upload.
So it's the one you originally sent, because
No. The one I sent you in the text message.
I've tried that one. It just goes to this.
It should. That's all. I think that's all you have to go to. The loading studio. Finish uploading. Recording.
Is this what we've come? Welcome to customer service with the War Boys.
Did you try restarting it?
Have you reboot?
How did you get your internet to actually work?
Me?
Yeah.
I switched over from the 5G to the 2G Starlink.
Oh.
I don't know.
Okay, Ethan, I figured it out. So you go.
Thank you so much,
click,
sir.
Click the link, and then you go to that link, and there's going to be another link. You click the link in the link, and then it's going to take you to the studio.
Are you
Links. Try turning it off and on.
I'm not playing this game.
I really need you to do it though, so I can edit the freaking stuff.
Well, dude, I swear, you want me to screen record this? I click the link you send, buddy.
Well, I don't want to take over the show with this, but
I know, right?
So what are y'all talking about? What's going on other than Patty being pissed off?
Well, we're talking about
the
this.
pop.
Same thing. There's two subjects on this stream. We'll get to the second one in a sec, but kind of the same thing that we're talking about on Liberty's Cage. The fund, and Patty thinks that Trump's going to leave us high and dry. What do you think about that, Shane?
Patty's going to leave the fund high and dry?
Human resources is just disconnected.
Oh no, resources. It's the spelling. That's what it is. I mean,
Wait a minute. I gotta get this music is playing again. I gotta get rid of it.
Go. I don't get why it's playing. It has that glitch where when you guys join, the music plays.
Oh, I think I know what happened.
I don't know how to turn it off right now.
I will say, Enrique, the fund, and I said this earlier on Liberty, but I think that
just keep. Hold on, Patty. That song's about 3 minutes long. If it's not like the little hip hop song, so it'll end. Yeah. It'll end soon. But if you reset, you sign off and sign on, which Shane will probably take 2 or 3 minutes. And then I'll go to Ethan, and we'll go, and that should give you enough time for the song to end. Go ahead, Shane.
It just stopped. All right.
Yeah, Patty, shut up. All right, it's just freaking card.
All right.
No, Shane, I got you covered, dude. I think it's working.
Okay, thank you. I as far as the fun, I'm kind of back where I was. It's and we talked about this earlier, but I'm back to square one. I was excited about potentially getting a payout. Then after I kind of broke it down, I was kind of like, I don't know, kind of because it could go so many different ways. And if there's one thing I know the government knows how to do, it's how to screw something up. And
how to screw you off.
And they're putting the abuser. They're putting the abuser in charge of compensating the abused. And I'm like, it's not enough money. And so it really kind of gave me some peace. They took all this kind of potentially off the table. We don't know, but it's kind of like, okay, we'll just go back to focusing on the lawsuits. And I like the number in my lawsuit much better than the potential number from the fund, or my tort claim, whatever it is. I just think that, it is what it is. And I say the one positive thing other than my peace coming back to me is watching the freaking leftists meltdown when they heard we were getting some money. Somebody's got some feedback over there. Is that you, Kim?
Kim got some feedback. Kim, I'm going to mute for a second the green room audio.
Okay.
And I stopped hearing it.
White noise going on.
It's that freaking racist white noise again.
Yeah. So nobody could hear it. So go ahead. Continue, Shane.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, like, I kind of...
I'm still picking something up, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. She's in the green room. No, our guest, the viewer can't hear it.
I do think that this is I was looking at. This is another thing I was looking at. The funding mechanism, I think, is the objection from the part, like, because it's Trump's lawsuit being settled into a dispensary fund. I think is kind of the issue legally with it. I think they're going to have to change the way. it's funded, and I don't know that we could get that. And I was thinking, typically, Congress would pass an appropriations bill to fund that. And we see all the pushback from the freaking rhinos, and I'm just like, man, there's no way they're going to fund anything like that. So I think we are going to have to just depend on our civil suits in this situation. That's all I got to say about it.
I think, honestly, it's going to be better for everybody if we do that. It'll give people the motivation to do the work and do their cases right. So you're not just going to get some free handout, and then you're going to get the justice, end of it. On the back end, everybody's going to see it's going to be public record that we were wrong, like on the whole Buttino thing that's coming to light. Getting charges thrown out. So if everybody follows through with that, not only going to get paid more, but the world will have a better view of what was going on, the inner workings of our trials and stuff like that, which is, I think, is the most important part. That's the bread and butter of what really went down, outside of like if you were violent that day or not. Like that stuff is like that's kindergarten level.
Kim, we still got your audio. You got like I don't know if you got the wrong mic selected.
Yeah, just the overall noise coming from you is just really annoying me right now.
Do you hear
well,
me,
that's
Kim?
really what she does on a regular basis.
Give me Kim, when you're in the green room, give me a thumbs up when you change your settings so I'm going to mute the green room's feed. Okay. So I'm going to put Patty on the spot here. And I'll let Shane and Ethan go for it. Patty, do you think J6ers in general deserve some type of compensation?
I think that it's a case-by-case basis, and I think obviously because, I testified in your trial, I believe that you guys were wrongfully overcharged for crimes you didn't commit. And convicted of crimes that you did not commit, and I think that giving you compensation for that is totally reasonable. I think there are people.
Do you think
who
Ethan's
did do some crazy shit that day that deserve to go to jail? And I'm not saying Jacob Lang, but I'm saying Jacob Lang. There are fucking morons who absolutely deserve to go to jail and should go.
But as long as they were
any money.
As long as they were sentenced, like let's say example, and I know we don't have I don't have the fact breakdown here. Do you believe if they were overcharged and over sentenced for a crime that they actually committed, right? Like I don't think, and maybe Ethan would disagree here. Ethan would probably get a trespassing charge, right?
Yeah.
If he assaulted police officers, get the allotted amount of time that somebody that assaulted police officers get, but not some ridiculous, if there was no bodily injury and you got 8 years
between
8 years on a cop.
No, I
So
I don't have a
problem with that. A lot of people judge what happened that day and the behaviors that people exhibited that day on whether or not people should get or not get anything. And I understand the point, I do. But the bread and butter really of why anybody deserves anything is what happened after January 6th. And I do think it varies still. I think it does need to be taken case by case because there's people there that have admittedly come out and saying, I was there to, fuck up Trump supporters. And, they were basically Antifa. If not Antifa, they were just rogue, leftist agents, whatever. But, there are majority of the people that were just mistreated with the legal side of things. The diesel therapy, the, pretrial detention. So
yeah, and that's something I have a real big problem with, and I think that all liberals should have a massive problem with when you talk about diesel therapy and shit like that. I mean, one of the things that's always been like a tenet of liberalism in this country is prison reform, and I know I'm gonna break balls at this point, but right wingers never gave a fuck about that until you guys went to jail, and I'm glad you're on our side now.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're on our side now, but I it's sad that it took this to get you there. But whatever.
Well, it's weird though because on the same point, you got the liberals abandoning it. So
it's that's what I have a problem with, and Ethan.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you. it makes me sad and sick to my stomach that I hear liberal friends of mine say, "Oh well, fuck him." Like he was, he was at January 6th, so throw away the key, and I don't give a damn what happens to him in prison. I'm like, don't don't you guys remember your principles? Like we need prison reform in this country, and that this is not right, and you can't just beat the shit out of prisoners or do what we talk about with diesel therapy. Like what's wrong with you? And it makes me sad. It really does to see that, because it's disgusting and it's gross, man. Like I can't even describe. Like I would like to smack Enrique in his face, but I don't think we should drive him around the country for shits and giggles. You know what I mean? That's not right. That's excessive.
And
You
look,
know,
I don't
maybe just a
think
good kick in the balls would be fine, but the rest of it, we don't need that.
Welcome back, Kim. And I'm going to go to you in a second. Wait, I can't hear your mic. Are you muted?
Yeah, I'm good. I was
Okay.
just muted first.
Okay. So, and look,
No,
I
she's
think,
she's in a traditional relationship. She's been muted for years.
so
Why do you think I always broadcast from the kitchen?
Damn.
Hey, do you know why women don't need driver's license?
what?
Because
You
there's
don't
no
drive
road. There's no roads between the kitchen and the laundry room.
Yeah.
Hey,
I haven't known shoes in 5
Hankering
years.
for a sandwich right now, talking about that.
I'm sorry I started this, Enrique.
misogyny break
No,
here.
you're not. No, you're not. You're not sorry at all.
Now with the misogyny report.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Hey,
All
look,
right.
but
You don't
on
use
a,
those words around here.
on a serious note, I don't think that the president would have pardoned anybody, or needed to pardon anybody,
I never got pardoned. Technically,
or commuted if they would have done it the right way. Like Ethan would have gotten charged with like trespassing.
Right.
And I think as a humiliation ritual, if you
decency,
wanted to
all
be
that stuff.
politically biased, and like it would have been like an underhanded way to actually make it worse for them, is like you get the people that get caught with trespassing, you give them like 30 full days of community service hours cleaning the National Mall in an orange jumpsuit. And then you call the media and you have like these ridiculous pictures of Trump supporters in orange jumpsuits cleaning up garbage. Right. And if you assaulted a police officer, if you got like some type in jail, allotted to exactly what usually happens. And in that case, some of them are some of these sentences are still long. They just even did it longer for J6ers. I don't think there would have been a complaint from anybody. You might have heard me mention it a couple of times. Look what they did to Ethan. Look at him now, humiliating him in an orange jumpsuit, picking him. Like you would have heard that, but like calls for pardons would have been few of them. And Kim, what do you think about Patty's take that Trump has left out his supporters to dry when it comes to this weaponization fund?
Well, I mean, I think that's certainly the case, and I would even push back a little harder as to say even the people who technically I would say under rule of law and under being totally fair deserve to get some kind of sentencing, some kind of punishment. Even those guys were treated incredibly unfair, and held without charges and forced to wait an excessive amount of time and kept away from their loved ones, and it's just even if you deserve to be punished, you deserve to be punished in accordance with the law. You don't deserve to be tortured and then punished because that's never fair. That's not right.
Even-handed, basically, is what you're saying. Even-handed.
Exactly. Like
Exactly right.
I'm not against people who deserve to get charged getting charged, but I'm against abusing them because you can get away with it in the meantime, and like suspending their trials and keeping them in custody before they're even sentenced. It's just a lot of the way that, like I said, you could. This goes back to prison reform, and this is one of the things I guess you could say I stayed lefty on, even though I think criminal reform isn't necessarily a partisan issue. We don't like that. That's why we all got upset when the freaking judge was apologizing to the would-be assassin. Oh, you poor man in these horrible conditions. Like, shut the fuck up. Like every one of the people in there, guilty or not, are dealing with this. on a daily basis. You know it's so wrong to the point where you're apologizing to this guy. Did any of the J6ers get an apology for their poor treatment other than from, us like regular schmucks out here who were trying to get, some kind of justice and like some kind of, visibility to your cases while you were locked away? No, it never came and it never happened. So
Yeah.
again, like, while I think maybe people who got charged and deserve it don't necessarily get to take as big of a cut if they get to take any, there's definitely a case for it because they were not treated fairly, even as criminals. Because there is treating a criminal fairly.
And the name of the fund isn't like the J6 fund, or it's called Weaponization Fund. And the question remains, this is the question at hand when talking about weaponization. It's not about did you get charged with a crime and did you actually commit that crime? The question is simply, did you get weaponized against? And there's this big contention of were people that were violent, do they deserve a cut of this? And then you have to follow up with a question. Well, okay, were they weaponized against? What are the factors?
Yes.
Did he get over sentenced? Did he get over prosecuted? Did they charge him with a crime? Which there's a lot of J6, I believe there's like 300 that got charged with a crime that was a process crime that was never meant to be used as a protest, so much so that the Supreme Court threw it out. Did they get charged with that crime? And it's pretty clear on it's an obstruction charge, right? And it has to do with an official proceeding. So that's why it was thrown out. So the question lies, was this person, no matter the crime, weaponized against? Right? Because one can say, well, there's a murder, right? And in a state case, and they get the death penalty, right? Mm-hmm. There's certain factors, there's certain mitigating factors that gets you to the death penalty. And there's a lot of cases that get overturned, right? And they're like, well, you don't get death penalty, we'll give you life in prison. And the reason it's not, you could say the same in those cases. You'd be like, oh, so you're saying that he doesn't deserve the death penalty? No, I'm not saying that he doesn't, because the crime is obviously, the jury worked the way that they did, but the sentence was not fit for the crime. So that's it. So let me shift over to our last segment.
Can I say something? I got to get out. I got to get out of here, Enrique. We're celebrating my birthday. I wanted to say, for those of you who, left or right, support justice reform, I have a nonprofit called Stand in the Gap. If you go to standinthegap.foundation, after we get J6 community sorted out, that's my next move, is justice reform, because I have been a justice involved person for most of my life, and I do feel like we lead the world in so many things in America, that we need to lead the world in the lowest recidivism rate and the way that we treat the least of our citizens. And so I do agree, like, it would have been one thing. I broke a window with the tomahawk on the Capitol. I also threw things at riot geared police officers after they assaulted me from behind and pepper sprayed me 4 times. Now, that would have been one thing. Like, Shane, you're going to jail for 6 months, 9 months, a year for what you did, right? Vandalism, whatever, assault, simple assault, whatever. But when you label somebody a tier 1 anti-government extremist, when you mobilize that portion of the DOJ to say this is an active domestic terrorist, you come at people with armored personnel carrier in their front yards, SWAT team, FBI, flashbang, all this stuff. That takes it to a whole nother level, especially whenever it's just on a political bent. If it was legitimate that I wore a suicide vest to the Capitol, if there was some type of merit to it, that would be one thing. But I think, I was violent, and I did vandalize, break things, right? But I was also attacked. I watched people be beat. So I think it is what happened after the solitary confinement, the denial of haircuts, the denial of visits, the denial of religious services. That's where we need to be compensated, and that's where this movement has to go. And I think that we can all agree, liberal bent or whatever or not, that we can serve the American people better in prison, and it's going to be not on. We can't throw money at it through the government. It's got to be on everyday citizens like Patty, Enrique, Ethan, Kim, and myself, to start these nonprofits and to start going into these prisons and pouring into these men, doing leadership, Ethan, doing these types of things, classes, doing Bible studies, whatever it is that you want to do, to start pouring into this community, because one day 80% of people in prison get released, and they're going to move in next door to you and me, and their kids are going to go to school with your kids, and you know, and my kids. And so it behooves us as a society to invest in these people as if they are going to be your neighbor, because one day they very well could be. And so that's all I got to say. I love you guys, man. Go to Stand in the Gap Dot Foundation if you want to see what we're doing in the future, moving for justice reform. But I love you guys. It's always a pleasure to be here with y'all.
Excellent.
Okay, so one more thing. Somebody had a question here. So it's for all legal weaponization, not for just for J6, correct? The weaponization fund encompasses a lot of different avenues, and weaponization in general, like anybody can really apply for
Like
this.
Mike Lindell's My Pillow,
My
he
husband
deserves
just
$4
applied.
million.
Or Hunter Biden, right? Hunter Biden.
I don't know if anybody's seen his interviews with Candace Owens and Sean Ryan, but to say the least, it's interesting as hell. I mean, he's very enthusiastic about his side, and I have to say it was pretty compelling to hear what he had to say.
All right. So let's talk about Tina Peters. Okay. Ethan, I'm going to let you lead on this. I got to step away for another 2 minutes. Or Patty, take over.
Go ahead, Patty.
Whoever knows, you know, I'll be right back.
I don't know as much about the situation. I haven't really been on the computer much lately.
So I did a podcast several months ago, Joel Oldman podcast, and he wanted to talk about Tina Peters, and we talked about, and his big thing lately has been Tina Peters. And I didn't know a whole lot about it before I did the podcast, so I did some digging on the internet. And what Tina Peters basically did was she illegally allowed somebody to go into the voting machine room where they kept all the voting machines and take a digital, like a receipt out of it, whether it was a card, I'm not sure, or a copy, SD card, and then go look to prove that the election was manipulated, right? And she didn't obviously get any evidence of that because it's not. But anyway, she was a county commissioner at the time, and her job was to secure that area. She actually had the guards who were supposed to keep that. This is like very Epstein-esque. Shut the surveillance cameras off while they went in there and took out the SD card and then turned them back on. So she got 9 years for it. Now, look, what she did was certainly a crime, right? She betrayed what, the voters elected her to do. But 9 years for a 70-year-old woman you put in federal prison, I mean, that's absurd, right? So I understand she committed a crime, but man, you give her 2 years or you give her a year and a half. I mean, and maybe just probation and kick her out of government. But shit, 9 years is insane. It's like
disparity is what we're talking about here. The
it's
sentence.
It's so crazy. Yeah, no, that doesn't make any sense.
If let's just say this, you had any instance of voter tampering, or a woman in her position with the job title that she had, with the importance of the American vote being kind of vulnerable in this situation. Do you think the same punishment would have been given to somebody who wasn't on our side? I mean, trying to audit to see.
I just think that given 9 years for a nonviolent crime to a 70-year-old woman,
but what I'm saying is, do you think that would have been given to somebody in the same situation, but on the opposite spectrum, saying, "Hey, we wanted to check to see if Trump stole votes"?
No,
that's a valid question, and I don't know the answer to that.
I mean, do you not know the answer to that? Because
no, I don't know the answer to that.
He can't entertain hypotheticals if it makes his side look bad. You'll learn that that's a consistent
no. I'm not saying it couldn't happen. I'm just saying I'm not sure.
Right wingers have been given, I think, like 5 times or something more time in prison.
You're not wrong, man. I'm not saying that's not possible. I'm just saying in Colorado,
who's
in that
been more
particular
violent,
climate.
That was the question, though, Patty.
What's that?
do you think that they would have gotten more or less or the same amount of time? And your answer is probably
I have
less.
no fucking idea. I just don't know. But what I'm saying is her sentence was ridiculous. All right. So I'm agreeing with you. Her sentence
Of
was
course,
stupid.
it's
And
ridiculous because it's unprecedented,
yeah,
and you
yeah,
get people. It's unremarkable to get arrested for something like that and get 6 months or some community service, which has probably happened in the
yeah.
past and just hasn't been brought up. But it's been brought up now because she got 9 years, and
But
it's
it's worth
always
mentioning that
if one of
A
us gets
Democratic
arrested
governor
for
gave her
something
clemency.
simple,
It
we
was a
get these
Democrat
unprecedented sentences.
who put her out of jail. So I mean, like,
Well,
it's hard to say that this is
After how
political
long
when
the
a
people?
Democrat let her out.
Okay.
Wait a second. I just came into this. Are you like Patty? Are you saying
I
that?
would have let her out too. Like
Yeah.
I you know.
No, I get it, but you said it was because obviously it was directly because the governor, because he's the only one that has the power, and we didn't get to
And he's
test
a Democrat, and he let
the
her out.
notion.
Like, I mean,
But do you think? And Ethan gone. Do you think? Do you think the president had anything to do with it?
yeah, I think he put pressure, but Colorado is a blue state reliably, so I don't think that he had that much jack in Colorado to be able to make that happen. Um, I think that he definitely influenced it, but the bottom line is, I think the governor of Colorado did the right thing, and he said, "Look, this isn't a ridiculous sentence. She's already done how long she's been in, like 3 years or something
Would
like that. That's
would he?
already enough. Like, let her go, let her go. I mean, this is crazy. She's an old lady. Like, what are you keeping her in prison for? You think she's going to go out and fucking kill some people or something? Like, I mean, come on,
All
let's be
right.
real.
But so okay, so there's no argument as like this is the right thing to do,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Obviously, he got censored in his own state because of it. So and a whole bunch of Colorado politicians are chiming in like, hey, put her back in prison or whatever. I don't think he could do that. But
Just stupid.
regardless of the fact, whose dog is that? Oh, okay. So regardless of that, because we could all agree that I think that she shouldn't have been sentenced. She shouldn't have done as much time as she did. But do you think that without the pressure of the president, this would have happened?
No. Of course not. Of course not.
Okay. Yeah. So I stood outside the jail. I stood outside the jail for almost 72 hours straight. Like I had to leave to like go.
How was that being outside the jail instead of inside it? Was it weird for you?
It was a really weird feeling because it was a Freedom Corner people, the same people that were outside the DC Gulag for 906 days straight. It was weird because you're used to looking through the window and seeing them. I didn't get to see them because they moved the unit, so you could hardly see anything in that direction. But to say that it was very weird, and I got to like experience what they went through, like what they were going, like their experience being outside the jail, and it's kind of just like a hangout with like. 9 o'clock, they sing the national anthem, they live stream, they talk about each individual cases. So I got to see that firsthand, and it was weird. It was weird. I took the I'm going to say iconic because it was all over the place. The picture of her walking from her chow hall to her unit, and then the picture of her in the window doing the heart like emoji. She was doing heart emojis. And on Memorial Day, some people, just know Tina Peters by name, but there's a reason why Tina Peters is so known, and she's a Gold Star mom. Her son was a Navy SEAL, and he passed away on like some air show, and she always talks about her son. And what's crazy about this is that we were there on Memorial Day. And on Memorial Day, she got on her window and she put the American flag and she put a picture of her son, which was very powerful. I think, the love of one's mother can never be replaced. I'm really close to my mom. So seeing that was really cool, and knowing what she felt like, knowing who is that? Who just played with their audio? Okay. Okay. All right. Hold
Yeah,
on.
I got the audio in the background. So.
I feel like it's coming in waves. So yeah, I'm happy that she's out. She's out as of yesterday. They snuck her out because we were gonna go and we are gonna be there, but like her people were like, no, there's no point because they're gonna truck her through a back door and she has to be at the parole office in a couple hours and she only has a certain amount of time. So she just left. So, but yeah, she's ecstatic and she was ecstatic like those last days when you're going home it's like they fly by,
Yeah.
So it was cool to see that.
Yeah,
Well, now
it's always
she's going to be a
easy to
right-wing
get out of
celebrity,
prison.
so fuck it.
Yeah.
Prison sucks. Let me tell you.
Jealous, Patty.
Yeah, we should
I'm
put
just
Patty in
saying.
prison so you could see the.
You
so
know
you
what,
feel
dude?
that
I have
happy.
my oranges. I think from DC. I should wear them at least. I'll just get in the full get up.
They probably stink.
I'll set up the podcast in my bathroom.
Yeah, there you go. At the full effect.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
You know what's going to happen though? She's going to be a right-wing celebrity. She's going to get. She's already.
You're gonna be a
been
right wing
on,
celebrity someday. You just hold on.
Yeah, really?
Just
Yeah,
hold on.
I think not. But
You'll be on our side if the Civil War ever to kick off, Patty. You'd be on our side.
no,
I
I'm
told
gonna be a
Patty
general
I would
on
always
that.
make sure he ends up in the good gulag.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Well, I
coming with us
appreciate
whether you
that.
like it
You'd
or
be-
not, boy.
We'll take it all the way back to like World War II, where like the generals had like a coffee guy, and yeah, well, I'll be like, hey Patty, I need it. This has way too much sugar. Let's make it again.
Don't get me wrong, you're still
You-
going to the gulag, Patty.
Yeah.
You guys would lose again if there was a civil war. Again, you would lose.
No, you guys would lose again. That was the Democrats. Those were liberals.
We were in Massachusetts. I'm pretty sure we won.
All right, I gotta bounce off here, guys.
I gotta get
Yeah. Let's close this out. So let's start
Kim,
with
go
Ethan
ahead
Kim.
and have that fucking baby. What are you doing? You're holding on to it. It's-
Yeah,
freaking
do your
trying.
plugs and answer Patty.
I don't know. Just like push the fucking thing out somehow. I don't know. What are you gonna hold? Have Tim hold you upside down or some shit. I don't know what it is.
Why
Upside
would
down,
you
yeah.
hold me upside down? You know where babies
Yeah.
go.
I don't know.
No.
Look, I'm not a phlebotomist. I don't understand this thing. But you figure it out one
All
way
right,
or the other.
I'm out of here. Sayonara, everybody. Thank you so much. We love you. Goodbye.
All right. Trying to figure out.
Wait,
the
why is
outro.
Patty blue? But okay, I see him. So Kim, give me some plugs. Where can people find you? And last words for the firing squad.
Make sure you're staying up to date on leftover news. I have almost all the bugs fixed. My contact page was resulting in telling people that all their input was spam. So I had to fix that. And I haven't been posting really because I'm waiting for this freaking baby to get here. And I've been dealing with family stuff. But there will be more articles up on leftover.news. We've got some more contributors sending in emails with new articles. And that's going to be really exciting. I have a really big one, a really big name who's contributing an article. I'm not going to say who yet, but that's going to come out hopefully soon. And otherwise, stay tuned because when I have this baby, I'm going to be streaming pretty frequently again because that's when I hit the insomnia and that's when I really thrive. So yeah, just keep in touch with me on Culture on X in the meantime, and pray for this baby to freaking come out already.
Force it.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's something like you can drink or something that'll just.
Dude, anybody who figures out how to actually induce labor is going to win a Nobel Peace Prize. There's
Chug-
no wives' tales, but
Chug some lube.
you're horrible.
I mean, that would work, right? Like it just
It wouldn't work.
I don't know. I think I should be a scientist.
Well, in modern days, you can be, Enrique.
No. Patty, any last words? You got a show coming up today, or
Yeah, well, I'm going to post something today. We're going to talk about the idiot fund, and I think you'll like that. But in all seriousness, looking forward to hearing about Kim's successful, procreation, and I hope everything works out for you,
Henry,
you and
Oh,
you
Henry.
and Tim.
little Henry.
Yeah, little Henry, whatever it is. I'm trying to be serious, and you're busting balls now.
No, his name is
No,
Little
good luck.
Henry.
His name
Good
is
good luck to you guys. I hope everything goes well. I'm sure it will.
Thank you.
And yeah, I got nothing else to say. That's it.
Final plugs for me. Sorry, I've been in and out because I've had a hell of a morning. And we're revamping the site. Site will have a new URL hopefully by the end of the week. The website's done. A lot of really, really cool features. Actually, Patty, you have to get with me because I'm building out profiles. I got to send you. I forgot. But we're revamping the entire website to include all the Warboys Studios episodes, their merch, their profile pages, and a lot of other goodies. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. And go ahead. And the way that you can support me is buy my book. I'm not making a fucking penny out of it. They're up for pre-sales. We're hoping to get it out by fall and get your signed copy. I will personally, anybody who goes ahead and purchases a signed copy, I'll give them a call. And they could tell me personally what they want on the book. So I appreciate you guys for joining us today on these very, very important topics. And hopefully, Democrats just minted a brand new multi-millionaire Enrique Tarrio so he can go into retirement and you won't have to listen to my fucking rants again. I will disappear into Dagobah and go into exile for a long time. So I suggest you Democrats be pro weaponization fund or pro settlement one way or another. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is the News Brief with your host Enrique Tarrio, Patty, Ethan, Kim, and Shane. Signing out.
Load up on guns and bring your friends. It's fun to lose and to pretend she's overboard and self-assured. Oh no, I know a dirty word. Hello.
Prosecutor said Ethan Nordine was the undisputed leader of the group that day as they tried to prevent the peaceful transfer of power.
And FBI agents arrested Proud Boys former national chairman Enrique Tarrio at this home in Miami. By 2 this afternoon, he was in federal court.
Here we are